Week 5 of the NFL season is already here, guys. And we had our cancellation. First canceled game, Titans and Pittsburgh due to COVID. And we got a couple more. We had that KC game and Patriots pushed back to Monday. We have the Denver and New England game pushed back to Monday this week. And I think that Bills and Titans game may be canceled. So it's starting to hit the NFL. Hopefully it's just isolated teams and incidents, right? It's not a whole bunch of teams that have to, take the week off or, get pushed back, miss their bye or whatnot. So hopefully it stays like this. I know they're looking into the Titans and see exactly what happened there. They may find the team. They may find individual players. So that definitely will be interesting. Last week I jumped on KC once I heard Cam went down. So once I heard Cam went down, I got it, jumped on the book, got it at -7. It moved I thought they may have canceled it, but they didn't. It moved maybe 5 minutes after to -10. Well, they had it off the board and then it moved to 10. Always look out for that, guys. When you hear news about big injuries or COVID-related injuries, try to jump on your book. They usually give you, you have a few minutes to get in the bet. So I'm always ready, always looking at my Twitter for updates. I follow, the big NFL guys, Rappaport and all those guys. And once I get the information, I'll check the book. If it's still up, hey, I'm going to pounce on it. So that's what happened here. Great week last week, guys. Great week. 7-1 for subscribers, 8-1 overall for myself. We did hit some video plays as well. We hit the teaser for you guys as well. So getting back on track here after a couple tough weeks. Personally, at least, video plays, they've been good so far. We got that teaser winner, so that's good for you guys. I know a lot of you guys like teasers and play teasers, so I do advise to limit it to two games when you do the teasers. Just a lot easier to win here. So yeah, back on track. Good weekend. Hopefully to continue it here for you guys. Early lines, teasers, props, they're all sent to subscribers. If you want more information on the subscription service, just check out systemsportscapping.com. All the information is there. If you want more information, just reach out to me, systemsportscapping@gmail.com. There's packages for all sports, super low price, so check that out if you are interested. Going to go over 3 games here, 3 big games in my opinion, and then do the quick hits like last week. Just quickly go over a bunch of games and then end off with the teaser. Let's get right into it. Giants and Cowboys. Cowboys opened up at -10, on the 9.5. I see 8s out there right now. So lots of Giants money coming in. I understand and I don't, to be honest. So let's just go over this a bit here. It is a divisional game, which is usually, they're usually closer for the most part. So that's one thing here. However, I think the Cowboys should cover this line. I haven't bet it as of yet. I have looked at it on a teaser, which we'll go over shortly. But, this Giants team just hasn't been scoring. They haven't had a touchdown in the last 8 quarters, guys. And they're 0-4 because of this. And obviously they do have some injuries. Their defense is not good. But that's a crazy stat when I heard that. No touchdowns in the last 8 quarters. The 8 quarter no touchdown will change though on Sunday, right? As the Cowboys allow the most points per game at 36.5. So that's going to end. Will it go to 9 quarters? Will it go to 10? It's going to end though. We know that. They're allowing 430 yards per game. Some of that is obviously due to their 9 turnovers, which is getting them in good position teams and are able to score. But this 407 yards per game, which is first in the NFL, it's crazy, guys, to be honest. This defense is banged up, yes. Their corners are banged up. A lot of the team is banged up. I think they're slowly getting guys back, but it's just a disaster. You can't be letting up this many points and expecting to win, right? They're staying in games because I mentioned this earlier here. It's the other way around. They're staying in games because they're throwing for 407 yards per game, right? That's why they're staying in games. They're letting up the 430, but they're staying in them because they're first in the NFL, 407 yards per game. Now, Dak, he threw for 500 yards last weekend, but still lost, so who cares? They're losing games. Dak's throwing for a lot of yards, but who cares? It's kind of like in Tampa with their quarterback, and they got rid of him, right? He threw for a lot of yards as well, but they were losing games, so it didn't really matter. Another couple things with Dallas. Zeke hasn't been the same. He hasn't been, and part of it is because they're behind, right? But they're not even throwing to him out of the backfield as much. He's not looking as productive. He has played a couple good back-to-back defenses against the run, and look for that here. But it's not that bad. Their run D. It's in the middle of the pack, 3.6 yards per carry. So it's not bad. So you're gonna see Dallas obviously throw. Has their strength. Their pass game is incredible. As the 470 yards. But I think there'll be some more looks maybe for Zeke out of the backfield. They're gonna try to get him involved some more. You have to think that, right? So take a look at that. But I just think Dak's gonna throw all over them. Dallas will get their points here, 30 plus in my opinion. I just don't see the Giants keeping up with their offense. That's the whole thing here, right? Jones was horrible last week versus the Rams, throwing for under 200 yards. He was sacked 5 times and he had a pick. Jones' passer rating on the season, guys, is 68.3. 68.3 with 2 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. That's just really bad. This could be a spot where the Cowboys show up here a bit on defense, in my opinion. Right? They may get some momentum off playing a solid defensive game, and this is a good time to do it against Jones and the shortless Giants team. But they're going to snap that 8-quarter no TD stat. I can definitely confirm that. Not a play I'm going to bet as of right now, the -8, but I do suggest to have it in the teaser. If I had to pick, I would take 8. It's obviously better than 9.5 or 10. I do think the Dallas Cowboys win this game and get back in the win column, and hey, they may end up in first place after this week, depending on how Philly does. Right? We all know how that division is looking this year. Next game here, Minnesota at Seattle. This is the Sunday nighter. -7 for Seattle. Total 57, guys. Total 57, maybe the highest of the year if I remember correctly. When I first looked at this total, I was like, okay, this is way too much. Let's maybe get on the under here. But then I took another look here. Last year, this game went over 60 points, guys. Both teams had better defenses, in my opinion. Right? They both probably have one of the worst secondaries in the league, both of these teams. So you're going to look out for, player props for Lockett and Metcalf. They're going to definitely be active in this one. And then for Minnesota, obviously Jefferson and Thielen. You're going to want to look those ways. Don't see a lot of running here. Seattle has given up over 400 passing yards per game. 400 passing yards per game. That's almost up in Dallas territory there. However, looked a bit better last week versus Miami. It is Miami, but still, Miami's been playing okay. Fitzpatrick's been pretty solid. Both teams' run D is actually not bad. So that's why I mentioned I think there'll be a lot of throwing here. Look at those props over. So I think both quarterbacks will also be busy in this one. Cook should be active, maybe more out of the backfield. He's obviously going to get his touches. He's been running incredible, leading the league in rushing. He had that slow first game, and then after that, he's just been killing it. Cook props are easy this year. So depending on game script, of course, and how Seattle is playing against a run, you may want to look at still the Cook props over, maybe total rushing and receiving. I don't have any numbers as of yet. Once I get them, I do send them out to my subscribers, my prop plays, but nothing as of yet. But you may want to look that way. I could see more passing out of the backfield to Cook. Minnesota got their first win last week. I wanted to play them at plus the points. I just didn't get up to that, and I was pretty upset about it. They were on my list of plays. I think they show up here, guys, as well and hang around. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes over that 57 as well. I'm not someone that's going to play over 57. If I had to play it, though, it would be the over 57 just because, this defense is worse than last year. They both went over last year in points. They both scored in the 30 mark. And I can see that happening again here. It's just I can't get to betting over 57. But I would lean to 57 and Minnesota with the points. Just not going to bet it as of yet. Last game here, guys. Philly at Pittsburgh. Philly at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh -7, total 44.5. Philly got a much needed nice road win versus the 49ers, which I gave last week on this video. However, they're in for a tougher one here, right? Pittsburgh's D is towards the top of the league, second in sacks and first in pressure on the quarterback. Wentz should struggle in this one, guys. There's no doubt about it. Limited targets to throw to. So now, you think their game plan, right? Oh, yeah, let's not throw Wentz. Wentz not going to throw as much. He's obviously struggling this year. So let's run Sanders last week. Didn't run good last week, Sanders. But wait a minute. Pittsburgh's run D is crazy numbers. Listen to these numbers, guys. 2.7 yards per carry and 54 yards per game they've been averaging, which is easily first ranked in the NFL. So I can't see Philly scoring much on Pittsburgh this weekend. You may want to look at Philly's team total. I would take a look at the under here. Pittsburgh this weekend, however, I can't see Philly scoring, like I mentioned. Pitts is in Pittsburgh this weekend. However, you may be able to say that for Pitts as well. Carson Wentz has the worst passer rating in the NFL, guys. 66.9. It's lower than, Jones, who we just talked about from the Giants. He has 4 TDs to go along with 7 interceptions. At least he has more TDs than Jones. And he is about to face the best D in the NFL. So just do the math on the road, right? Seems like trouble, in my opinion. With all that being said, Philly is in first place in that ugly division because of that tie. They're 1-2-1. Quick look at Philly's D, 12th versus the run, and 108 yards per game. 17th versus the pass at 243. So not terrible numbers. They're in the middle of the pack on both. To me, this looks like a low-scoring game, with Pittsburgh being able to do enough to get the win. I don't love the 7, but I think this could be a good tease. Down for Pittsburgh win, maybe the total up. I don't really tease totals, to be honest. It's mostly lines, and that's what I suggest as well, to stay away from teasing totals. Unless it's a crazy high number and you really think it's not going to go that much higher, like that 57 in Minnesota-Seattle. But I try to stay away from teasing totals. So, if I had to play a side, I would take Pittsburgh -7. Maybe you can get a 6.5 out there. But, I would tease down Pittsburgh. And then the total, I would play the under just because I don't see Philly scoring much in this one. Speaking of the teaser, let's get into it here before the quick hits. 2-game teaser, alternate line parlay, however your book indicates it. Dallas -2. We're going to be on Dallas -2 and the Steelers -1, which we just mentioned. So both teams just pretty much have to win. Some juice on that, -130. But that is the teaser for this week. Dallas -2 and Steelers -1. Some quick hits, guys. Let's finish off with some quick hits. Look at the other games before I let you guys go. Starting off with KC. KC wins this game. However, I don't love the -11. Raiders are obviously a little banged up going into KC. However, look for Jacobs to have a breakout in this one. I know Jacobs haven't been the darling that some of you guys expected. But KC isn't that great versus the run. And they want to limit, the only way Raiders have a chance in this game is to keep Mahomes off the field. So what do you got to do? Run Jacobs, run the shit out of Jacobs. KC's very good against the pass, guys. Very good if you look at their numbers. You may want to look at the under here as well. It's very high at 54. So if Raiders game plan, which it should be, is run the hell out of Jacobs and keep Mahomes off the field, it should go under that 54. Now, Raiders defense is horrible. So, KC could just easily put up 35 or 40 points. So I'm not going to be involved in it, but I would. And that would be my play here. Next game here, Jags. I like the Jags better at 6. It's going down now to 5. I think Houston gets their first win here at home, to be honest, guys. I think Jags could hang around and cover that 6. I haven't bet it as of yet, though. Rams get it done in Washington. I think they could even cover that -7. I haven't bet it as of yet. Washington changed quarterbacks. Slight upgrade, but, I don't think they're going to win this game. Young's still out. They're still a little banged up. Ramsey will be all over McLaren, so they're not going to have too many weapons for Allen to throw to. Tough call between the Falcons and Panthers, guys. I think Carolina has been the surprise team of the season so far, so it's hard to go against them. I do lean Atlanta to get their first win and look at the under. Sorry, look at the over. -9 for San Fran seems a bit high. To be honest, versus the Dolphins, I would look Dolphins way to cover. And should be a good one in Cleveland to end it off here, guys. This isn't a Cowboys D from last week. All right, so this is one of the best, if not the best, defensive in the league as of right now. They've been showing it week after week, minus that Jags game. It could be a low-scoring game here. I wouldn't be surprised if Cleveland wins this one at home either. I know it opened at +3. I missed it. Which I wish I jumped on Cleveland +3. It is +1.5 right now. I would lean Cleveland and the under. All right, guys, that will do it for Week 5's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Bunch of plays I gave out there for you guys. Like I said, if you want more information on the subscription service, please go to systemsportscapping.com for more information or reach out to me by email. All right, guys, like I always say, bet smart and know your limits. Enjoy Week 5.